Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Kickboxer, 1989. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. It's not one of the better Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I think Cyborg and Bloodsport are way better than this movie. By the way, I shaved my head pretty close this time. I used the shorter clip this time. It's like sandpaper. My son says I'm bald. He actually helped me do the back, which doesn't look too bad actually. I kind of touched it up a bit. I grabbed the hand mirror, which I completely forgot that I had, and I looked at the back and I kind of went over it again with the hair clipper. But yes, saved me $10, $8, whatever. I didn't have to go to Oakland Speakeasy to get my hair cut. But I did go to the church Speakeasy today. I'll tell you about that later. It was incredible. Again, I told you St. Gregory closed down, but Calvary's still open. They're open for business. I'll post their video in the description box. But enough about me. Getting back to the movie. So, yeah, the movie's pretty dull for the first hour. It starts to pick up steam towards the end, last 30 minutes or so, with the death match, which is more along the lines of Bloodsport than the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie is just boring. Jean-Claude Van Damme and his kickboxer champion brother, who looks absolutely nothing like him, traveling through Thailand of all places, and there's no nudity in this. It's really ticked me off. A lot of beautiful Thai women, but they're more like burlesque. They got pasties and thongs and stuff. Can't really see anything. And even Jean-Claude Van Damme's Thai girlfriend gets raped off camera, which is a bummer, by the Tong Po villain in this one. There actually is a plot. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Tong Po at the end, where they wrap their wrists around and with this cloth, and then they put glue on their fists, and then they stick their fists in broken glass. So they're fighting with broken glass, and I guess that's the old style of Thai fighting, according to this movie. I've never seen that before, but it looks pretty fake at the end. I mean, Tong Po punches Jean-Claude Van Damme in the stomach with the broken glass. He's bleeding all over the place. And then all of a sudden, he's not bleeding anymore. It's kind of ridiculous. And Tong Po even punches him in the face with the broken glass, and he just got a couple little bruises. Very unrealistic and kind of silly, actually. But it's got some cool explosions, and I love the death match, even though it is predictable, similar to over the top ending with Sylvester Stallone. Jean-Claude Van Damme isn't going to lose at the end. I mean, come on. I'm not spoiling it for you when I tell you that. But this is action sport thriller rated R for what? I don't know. Potty mouth, maybe? Because they say the MF word a lot in this one. But anyways, like I said, Bloodsport and Cyborg are the ones to watch. And we always joke around on this channel when we say the Jean-Claude Van Damme School of Acting is the same as the Lee Majors School of Acting. Because this guy is pretty bad with his broken English. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Lee Majors just talks in monotone, very wooden acting. Kind of similar to Space 1999 acting. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It kind of adds to the campiness of the whole thing. And like I said, I'm a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan when it comes to Cyborg and Bloodsport. I got this movie mixed up with Bloodsport in my last video. I thought I was watching the same movie, but it is different. And I completely forgot the name of the other movie, Bloodsport, until I looked it up on my channel. It's been so long since I've seen these movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it's all right. It's halfway decent. I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm not saying it's anything like his other movies, but anyways, as far as church goes, okay, the pastor, Jason, is kind of a goofy guy. He's like talking all this trendy language like hashtag and stuff, trying to get the kids interested. But he's kind of a cool guy. I like him. He wasn't like overtly talking about politics, but he mentioned C.S. Lewis. He did a great book called The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I love that movie, by the way. The television movie is excellent. And C.S. Lewis made the analogy of Jesus sacrificing himself, with the lion doing the exact same thing, sacrificing himself for the benefit of his friends and whatnot. So that always kind of intrigued me, although C.S. Lewis was converted to Christianity by J.R.R. Tolkien, who was Catholic. So for whatever reason, C.S. Lewis decided not to be Catholic, which is probably why this evangelical pastor guy, he wants to keep his church open as long as possible. He was worried that they were going to shut down his live stream. But anyway, it was pretty cool. There was actually a cross formation coming in the clouds right behind him. It was uncanny while he was talking. You can't see it in the video. I'll post the video in the description box. But it's cropped, so you can't see the sky anyway. How the clouds were forming this cross symbol right behind the cross that he was speaking in front of. It was like a double image, I told him. And I thanked him for, of course, providing the service, much needed service to the community there. You know, people hiding like they did when they were being persecuted by the ancient Romans back in 1st AD. People hiding in the catacombs kind of thing. So, anyways, I'm still not tired. I got my 8 hours of sleep last night. I took my energy drink. And, I was rocked and ready to go today. But next week is going to be brutal. I think I might go over 80 hours, actually. Next week, if they call me to work Wednesday, that means I'm working 7 days in a row, which is like double overtime here in California. And, big bucks for me, but there's a shortage of drivers now for grocery delivery. We're doubling our business every 4 to 6 weeks. I think I mentioned that before. And I won't see my son for another 9 days because he's getting his last summer vacation with his mother thanks to family court. It's 7 days with his mother, but then I don't get him again until 2 days after that. just how the days work is kind of funny. He says he's going to be bored as heck, and I told him about that, how I used to watch wrestling. I think I mentioned that in my over-the-top video yesterday. But anyways, you're looking at a bald-headed movie reviewer, pretty much. You see little specks of hair, a little stubble, but very faint right now. Just waiting for it to grow out. And yeah, I got a lot accomplished today. Went to church, and I bought him a video game. Got him this game at Best Buy. I just had him wait in the car because I didn't want to force him to wear a mask, so I just cracked the window a little bit. But, yeah, this is a video game I got him. He was super stoked about it too. He didn't even want me to cook him pork chop for dinner. You know, his last meal here for the next 9 days. He just wanted to play this video game. It gets really good ratings on online ratings. 10 out of 10 or 4.5 out of 5, something like that. So I guess he likes it. He was super happy. We were talking about what am I going to buy him for Christmas, and he said iPad. And then we were looking, it was like $300, which is, he thinks it's a lot of money, but to me it's not that much money. Considering that I'm ahead on my bills, and I'm investing in this super growth stocks that have performed really well over the course of the last couple months. At least one of my stocks has, Twilio. We'll see how it does on Monday, but it's already up in the pre-market, so I'm pretty excited about that. And the pastor said, if you put your faith in Jesus, good things will happen to you on earth. But if you don't put your faith in Jesus, then bad things will happen. Kind of opposite effect, I guess, what he was trying to convey. And well, it was part of it. It was kind of complicated what he was talking about. This C.S. Lewis analogy, but yeah, they talked about Voltaire again. That's the favorite hobgoblin at that church is Voltaire, the French philosopher, atheist guy. He even talked about Christopher Hitchens. That was kind of interesting. Christopher Hitchens was in a lot of debates about the existence of God and things like that. The Case Against God was a book that I read. Atheism, The Case Against God. Not by Christopher Hitchens, but by another atheist guy. And I read that in college. I was into that kind of stuff. But like C.S. Lewis, I kind of converted, especially after my divorce. When when I got into heavy drinking for about a year, and I was just killing my liver, drinking and watching Netflix. But anyways, Kickboxer. So Jean-Claude Van Damme brother is a kickboxing champion. He wins a match, and then they say, well, why don't you come to Thailand, where the real kickboxing is? I forget what Muay Thai is what they call it. And so they go to Thailand. The champion brother guy, who looks nothing like Jean-Claude Van Damme, gets his butt whooped by the Tong Po dude, and he's actually becomes a cripple in a wheelchair for life as a result. So Jean-Claude Van Damme goes to his sensei in Thailand. He meets some black dude friend who's into ammunition and stuff, hence the explosions at the end. And the guy helps him meet his sensei, which kind of like a long extended version of Kill Bill Part 2, I think. It's really boring. First hour of this movie is just boring, and there's no nudity, even though it's a rated R flick. And you want to see the Thai babes in their naked splendor, but they got the pasties and the thong blocking everything. It's very disappointing. And the off-camera rape scene, another disappointment. There's supposed to be an uncut version, though, on VHS, I believe. It's like an Australian VHS rare kind of thing. Might be a good collector's item. I might actually enjoy the uncut version of this better than the DVD version. The Netflix disc that I received, this Kickboxer. Yeah. There he is, the great Jean-Claude Van Damme, right there. What does it say? If your enemy refuses to be humble, destroy him. That's pretty funny. It's a Lionsgate disc. They bummed me out and they didn't give me the uncut version. Usually Netflix is pretty good. They send me the uncut, but not in this case because it doesn't exist on Laserdisc. Or not Laserdisc. DVD. What am I saying? Laserdisc. I must be getting tired, and I don't even know it. Even though I don't feel tired, I just took a little nap, like around 3:30, maybe 10-15 minutes, and I've had this burst of energy ever since. I can't sleep at night again. I have this ongoing problem of drinking the red line, and it kicks in after I take my nap. I don't know if you've ever experienced that with drinking coffee or taking caffeine, and then all of a sudden you get a burst of energy after you take a little power nap. But that happens to me all the time. Like that's an everyday occurrence for me during the last few days. So I'll probably end up getting 4 hours of sleep, and I'll be tired as heck tomorrow, working 2 jobs. But such is life. Anyways, I think I went over everything in this movie, didn't I? I mean, there's a looking Jean-Claude Van Damme Thai girlfriend. But the most she ever does is get in a tank top, and the rape scene is off screen. I don't know if that's part of the uncut version. Who knows? Anyways, that's the end of my review. Laters.